Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever part of the world you're watching from. Welcome to an amazing episode of the weekly Top 5 series. Yes, this is DJ Randy University, your host. If this is your first time of watching, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Most importantly, turn on notification updates so you don't miss out on any of the episodes coming your way. Today we have a philanthropist at the building, a politician, and also is the chairman of YC, and you get to meet him right after this week. Welcome back to the show. Yes, don't forget to drop your likes and comment. Today we have a politician in the building. He's a philanthropist and also is the chairman. Why no other person than Ekene Okonkwo. We are really excited to have the honorable. The people, how are you doing? I'm okay. Okay, so the viewers will be opportunity to make your top 5 songs of the week. But before that, let's know Ekene Okonkwo. What are the positions you hold currently in the state?
Okay. Good, thank you for the question, Honorable. My name is Honorable Okonkwo Ekene. I'm a councillor in Ward 8 of Shimilino local government. Yes. And I am also the chairman board of directors, Constituent Multipurpose Cooperative Society.
Wow,
yes, and I am also chairing a position in the legislative arm of government, the Halo Chambers. I am the chairman committee on student affairs. So these are the current positions that I am holding in the house.
You have a lot to repeat, I must confess. Okay, let's get to know some of the questions that have been sparking up controversies out there in Kobe. Your name is Chops and Money. Some people see it as a playful tag, while others believe it reflects on the money politics culture in Nigeria. Do you think this name affects your credibility as a politician?
Well, basically, it's not my name. This name was passed down to me by my late father, Engineer Okechukwu Okonkwo. So also known as, I never thought of hearing or answering that name until when my dad passed away, and then automatically people started calling me, "Want to chop some money? Want to chop some money?" Which means the son of chop some money you are hearing is that. So there is no controversy there because I try to, maintain his integrity. Yeah, he's a philanthropist. I try to maintain those good things he has done for the society. Yes. So that is how I started bearing the name Perfect. And if you define the name properly, you will see it means chop some money. It means when you eat some of your money, you save some money. That is what it means. It does not mean that you eat for the money. Yes, you eat some and then you save some for tomorrow.
There was a time you changed it to chop the money.
Okay,
this time around you don't need to have the savings.
Well, the deed there was as a result of I was trying to write a name on my Man U jersey. So because I was a Manchester fan then, so the artist said that sum, chop some money is long, that I should just remove the sum and add the alphabet D. So that is
okay. YCN stands for Young Citizens of Nigeria, yes. But many young people believe that Nigerian politics is still controlled by the old citizens, the old allies. What real influence does YCN have in breaking that circle? Because most of these youth, they still believe that it is those that are at the top that are controlling the platform.
As for me, I do not see what you just said as a control over us as youth, but I see it as our guidance. Before you step into the game, someone will lead you there. That is why you see we have series of godfathers in the system. Not that the youth don't know what to do, but what we needed is just for them to guide us, give us that platform to excel. So I don't see it as a problem of the youth at all, because we can't go further if we don't consult our elders, because they know more than us. So all we just do is to organize ourselves as youth and then meet them and seek for advice. So that is how I see it.
That answers the question correctly. I believe you guys are following up. This is Honorable Okonkwo Paul Ekene. He's the chairman of YCN and also he's a politician.
No, I'm no longer the chairman at the moment, because the leadership is transcend. So I had to pass it on to the next
chairman now.
We don't have chairman at the moment. What we have is a coordinator. Is a comrade Emma Uche Lotobi is the current coordinator.
Wow. Okay, fine. That's his Instagram handle right there. That's his phone number. That's the social media space. And she also reach him out in case you feel the need to collaborate with him on any director. I think it's open for that. A lot of young politicians in Nigeria start with activism and end up aligning with the same system they criticize. Can you confidently say you won't become just another politician chasing personal gain?
Well, if you watch politics, how it's been done in our side here, you realize that before you come into politics, you have to be a follower. You must follow a group of
Godfather
like minds. Yes. If you don't have people who have that like minds with you, you see that you can't move forward. And so there's nothing like activism in politics. What we have is leadership and followership. Activism in politics, we call it advocacy. So we advocate for development. We don't fight. We don't. But in a case whereby the government feels so reluctant in carrying out their duties, that is when we now bring in the protests. So I do not see politics as an activism, but I see it as a diplomatic means of bringing development to our community. That is how I see politics.
Wow, that was really interesting. Breakdown and everything, and quite educative, etc. We've seen politicians empower their communities with tricycles and grinding machines while living in mansions. What's your approach to youth empowerment beyond surface level ways?
Those people empowering our youth with keke and bike, as for me, it's good though. It's good, but before you go into empowering youth, firstly you have to take what we call feasibility study on the personalities of the youth we have in our community.
You want to be
before you engage in that empowerment. You might come into a community and you realize that keke is not their problem or bike is not their problem. If you buy that keke or that bike, you see they might take it too. But give them 2 to 3 months, you might not see that keke again. Some of them can sell it off. But in terms of empowerment, we have to look at the current trend amongst the youth. You see, youths are going into ICT. information communication technology. Majority of our youth, they are all computer literate, you see. So I feel and I believe that if our elites, because now the burden is not on the government alone, if the elites and the government can look into empowering our youth in ICT, education, entrepreneur.
Wow.
These are the areas I know that at the moment the youth can strive and make, something for a living.
Yes.
So that is it.
It's nice to know. Lastly, before we hit your number 5 song of the week, the Nigerian youth have been labeled as lazy by top leaders. Do you think this statement holds any truth, or is it just a way to suppress young people from taking over leadership?
From my own perspective, I do not see our youth as lazy youth. It's just because we have insufficient or adequate job opportunity. That's why you see the majority of the youths feel reluctant that how can someone go through school for more than 16 years and then after graduation you see the person comes back to that society? It doesn't make sense. And I don't believe that there is any youth that is lazy in our community. Just that due to the past experiences they had in the community, they might not want to engage themselves in activities, because most of our politicians will come out, use the youth for their own interest. Then after using them, you see, you forget about them until maybe 3-4 years again before you see. So all those things do not encourage the youth to participate in activities. So they say, that kind of a thing. So I do not believe that our Nigerian youth are lazy. It's just that the government need to harness the potentials of the youth. And believe me, if government starts paying attention to the youth, you see that our youth will engage, our youth will build this country. That is what I believe.
Wow. So okay, quickly, let's know the number 5 spots of the week. Which one song are you fixing there?
Okay. Scalabi, Hot Kid,
Scalabi. What do you take away from the song? Is it the instrumental you like or the lyrics?
Well, just the instrumental. I love instrumental. I might not understand the language of the song, but the instrumental gets into my head. You feel the rhythm of the song, the flow with the song. Even if the person is even repeating something, but the rhythm keeps you, motivated. So I like Scalabi.
Undeniably, Honorable has locked in Scalabi on the number 5 spot for the week. What are you waiting for? Let's check the record out together. Welcome back to the show. This is the Weekly Top 5 series. Don't forget to drop your likes and comments. We are really excited to have you guys here. Without you guys, there will be no Weekly Top 5 series. Your comment assures us that we're on the right path to updating your playlist every week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that. Today we'll still have Honorable Honko Paul Ekene in the building. Like I said, it's a philanthropist. That's his phone number right there on your screen and the social media handles. Ensure you link up. No talks I don't give you connect to. Okay, before the number 4 spot for the week, let's digest some more of the question. Let's do some more questions. Let's be honest, politics in Nigeria is largely about money. Do you think any young politician can rise without being financially backed by a godfather?
Well, politics is all about money, not only in Nigeria, all over the places. If you don't have money, you cannot play politics. Because you need to consult, you need to mobilize, and all these things involves money. You don't just go into politics maybe because you are popular. Though, in a case of popularity, in brackets, that would be luck. When you have luck, the people can say, oh, we love this person because of either the past work antecedents the person has done in the past, or the things the person have contributed in the society.
Yeah.
That is when you now see it now becomes luck. The person won by luck without money. But it's 10% of everything about politics is money. You cannot do politics without finance.
Since you're saying that there's supposed to be traction, don't you think when a candidate is backed up by a godfather, don't you think the godfather is what happened?
Well, if a godfather backs up someone, one of his aim and objective is to make sure he delivers the candidate. Nobody will want his or her candidate to fail, because you, the godfather, you are spending money. How will you recover that money? Even you, the aspirant, you too will still spend money, because you don't depend on the godfather to do everything for you. You on your own, you will do one or two things. At least you have some friends who you can say, Proso, Moku, come support me. You give them token, no matter how little. So, godfatherism in politics should be looked into, because without godfather, we can't play politics. You cannot. Someone must show you that road. It's just that the only problem we are having is that when these godfathers comes in, it's after the whole success story, it's difficult for the godfathers to leave you to stay on your own. And that is where you now see people now saying, I'm going to get godfather is still loyal to his godfather. But you know where you are going to. Without the godfather, you cannot move. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that it's high time for the youth to start coming into politics. When youth comes into politics, we will still have godfathers. I don't even call them godfathers. You know what I call them? I call them patron. They're grand patron, mentors. I don't see them as my God. They are not my God. They are just normal human being, yeah. But adding that God, Father, in that word should be rephrased. It should be called grand patron or mentor. You see? So when we start correcting and changing that name, called fatherism, replacing it with patron, mentor, you see, it makes sense.
Okay, you've been known for your generosity and your ability to chop some money. Actually, do you ever feel pressure to keep spending to maintain political relevance?
Well, it got to a time. You see why I said it's good to have a mentor, not a godfather. It got to a time when I was spending recklessly during my first time of vying for councillor in my community. I spent a whole lot of money though. Then I met one man. His name is Mr. Philip Elueme. We moved around the Delta North Central District on library projects. We're going to the libraries to, see the state of the library in the Delta North axis. So the man, when we were embarking on that journey, he said something to me. He said, my son, I know you as chop some money, of which everybody knew you. But I want you to be conservative. in whatever you do in life. So when the man spoke to me, the thing sounded, you know, it's like something entered me. I say, what this man told me now is very good. Then I started spending wisely. Yeah. Then I started spending, appropriately, the way it should be. When you spend, you see whether your money is going in. We don't spend, though normally we go out clubbing, spend money, we can just come to a gathering like this and say, everybody here, I buy you drink. I was recklessly spending money then. See, when this advice get. Imagine what happened today. We carried out environmental sanitation in my community. Could you imagine that when I calculated the money we spent, I and the incoming youth president, when I calculated the money we spent, I realized that it's not even up to the amount we normally spend in golf. And that money I spent today affected almost everybody in my constituency. Wow. So I don't think I'm going to spend money anymore. But when it comes to election, you don't be greedy. Yeah, you must bring that money.
Okay, we understand that point. We clearly understand that. Now, many Nigerian politicians don't make their money from salaries alone. Can you openly tell us the major source of your wealth?
I have series of business that I do. I have a coconut farm.
Really?
Yes, I have a coconut farm. It's located at Umweze farmland. We have about 150 coconut trees. In fact, we even had a partnership agreement with the Delta State government on coconut commercialization. I am a farmer, and in fact, that is my major source of income. And then I work with a cooperative society. We engage in thrift and credit. Currently, we had an engagement with the local government council on revenue collection.
Yes.
So you see, these areas are areas where we get money, not only from ourselves.
If you weren't a politician, what else do you think you would have been doing?
I would have been in the university by now, right? Because I had to leave my master, follow. I'm done with the master, but I had to follow up to the PhD level. That is 800 level. It's called 800 level in education. I would have been in school. I would have graduated to become a lecturer in the university. But I said no. There is a need for me to come and contribute to the development of my community.
That's interesting to know. Really interesting. Okay, quickly, let's put the number 4 spot for the week. Which of the song are you putting in that position?
Udumod.
Wow. What's that? Right with this boy or
Any of his current songs,
returning to the
all his songs, I like the song because of his voice. I love his deep voice.
Wow.
Any of Udumodu's song.
Okay. Titi This Boy by Model Black and Tony has been locked in on Honorable's number 4 spot for the week. Let's quickly check out the report.
Life inside this sport. Every day I believe with a shameful decor. I for don't come visitor.
Welcome back to the show. This is the weekly top 5 series. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that. Also, if you want us to bring any of your favorite celebrity on the show, drop your comments. We might look into them, and maybe in the forthcoming episode you might just see them as our guests. I want to assure you that we'll always keep bringing amazing episodes your way. Stay tuned. Okay, before we move down to number 3 spot of the week, there are rumors that a lot of politicians secretly fund cult groups for political advantage. What's your take on this, and can you boldly say you've never been involved in such?
Well, I'm not aware of politicians funding cults because I don't belong to any cult group. The only cult group I belong to is Young Citizens of Nigeria.
Wow.
And YCN is a non-governmental organization. It's a voluntary organization.
Yes.
It's a forum.
Question.
It's a forum where youths
Yeah.
of like minds, youths of different background, come together in the spirit of brotherhood to interact with each other.
Wow.
See, that is the only cult I belong to. So any other cult group in the society, I'm not aware of that. And if that cult group in our society is causing problem in the society, I want to use this medium to appeal to them to please let them contribute in the peacemaking agenda in our community, and not to create chaos in the community.
So yes. Your story is quite amazing. The journey so far and what you've really achieved today. We've seen politicians go from grass to grace, only to disappear once they get into office. How do you plan to stay accessible to the people who support your rise?
Well, I have already given myself to the people. I think, I'm not thinking, I believe it's a destiny. I had an accident, There are things that were beyond my control then, because when I try to move away from my community, but that thing keeps coming, the spirits keep coming back, that I was brought into this life for a purpose, and that purpose must be achieved. I come back home, serve your people, and take them to the next level. So all those forces were coming in 2015. So, I said, okay, let me go back. And when I came back home, everything started falling back to shape. I started carrying out community activities, helping the body. Well, I brought myself to the boss. I am here now. There's no cause for alarm. I'm no longer running away. No. So it's just like a call to service, and I am willing to do more in my capacity.
Yes. That is it. Wow. That was quite nice. There's been talk about corrupt practices within youth-led organizations. Let's say youth-led political organizations. Can you confidently say that YCN is free of internal corruption?
It is when there is money. That is when you will now start talking about corruption. YCN have now. Everything we do in YCN is collective efforts, contributions, and support for force. So I have not even seen where the corrupt practice will come from, because the people are even demanding from me. See, they need money. They are happy with it. Sorry to say that the community are hungry. Then, but thank God for now, because the way it is in the past is not the same again. Majority of those youths that were with me They are all big boys now. People I even try to call meeting. Some of them are not in the community. Some of them are blessed. Some of them have gone to school. So it is now we that formed the group in Ibuzo that is just remaining. So the majority of our YCM members, they are all made.
Bro, kidnappings and cult-related activities, violence have been on the rise, especially places like Ibizo and Asaba. As a youth leader, what practical steps have you taken to tackle these issues?
I will have to talk from my build area because I know that security is every man's business, and security issues is reserved for our local government channel. But the little I can do as a councillor in my community is to see that the street lights are being serviced, and then add more street lights to the community, because lights contribute in the control of crime in the community. That is why, when, according to the Bible, when God was creating this world, he first of all created the light. When there is no light, you see that a lot of things happen in the dark. Killings, robbery, stealing, all those things happen in the dark because you cannot see that person. Then in terms of kidnapping, that is a high profile topic, because I see kidnapping as a case whereby information about someone is being harnessed, because before someone can live anywhere he or she is, to come down to another place to kidnap someone, there must be a profile. There must say something. There must be a connection surrounding that kidnapping case.
An insider.
An insider. So I see that kidnapping case as something the security personnel and the local government chairman should take as a top priority, because Obuano didn't know, okay didn't know, okay didn't know. Let them start visiting all those areas that because we have bunks where criminals in this community stay, and most of these places are places where they sell drugs. Drug is one of the things that can lead youth into crime, most especially this kidnapping case, and this as a result of drug influence. And our youths, they have engaged in drug abuse deeply. They have abused the drug. So two, the society should also help the government, thereby giving information, whistleblowing. When you see something happening within your neighborhood, just call someone to call someone, and something is happening in the community. So security issue is not only for the government, but for everybody in the society.
Exactly. Young people often feel disconnected from politics because they believe their votes don't count. What's a strategy to change that mindset?
The strategy to change that mindset is for them to come out and register. Let them come out and have their voter start.
They should come and register.
They should come and register. It counts. Thank God I'm a sitting councillor. At least I passed through the electoral process and I won the election. I won the election. The majority of people that voted for me are the senior citizens. Funny enough, the youths
We are just,
They don't have radar scatter. They don't have radar scatter. I have to be sincere. See, they don't have that scar.
so I am advising the youth to please let them forget about the voters, the vote count or not. Let them get that voters card so that on the day of election, everybody will come out in mass. And after the voting, we all will stay behind and count that vote. I stood behind in the past and I counted my vote and it counted. The president were there. All the leaders were there. It counted. Unless maybe you tell me that if the ballot box leaves that position, that that means they will manipulate it. But on the field, I'm a living witness. My vote counted.
Who's there?
Who is there now?
Open. I'm at the record, oh, guy. Where is this charge on now?
Switch.
Yeah. What I was saying.
So like I was saying,
Bro.
it counts. Our votes do count. But the youths need to come out. And let them come out. Not only getting the PVs. When getting the PVs, you make sure you put that your immediate ward where you vote. Because the problem we had last time was that some youths that had their voters cards,
They don't know how to
it was not that they don't know how to vote. The unit was not their immediate unit where they were supposed to vote. You see, so there are clash of misarrangements in the unit. So I'm advising the youth that whenever they are applying for the PVC, let them make sure they put their units in their immediate ward so that they don't have issue about vote does not count or not. So it counts.
Wow. If given a government position with real power, what's the first policy you would implement for the Nigerian youths?
Well, currently I am holding a government position. So I'm there in the legislative house to enable to move a motion for the establishment of primary school library in the whole primary schools in Fisherman local government. This part of the policy or part of the bill which I sponsor at the moment, and the bill has passed the first reading, and I pray that in our next city it will pass the second reading. So because I know the importance of education, and the foundation of education is the primary level of education. So the first policy that I had to bring as a lover of education is to make sure that all the primary schools in my constituency have a library.
Wow.
So
Okay, let's quickly know the number 3 spot for the week. Which of the record are you fixing? Olamide Metaverse. Wow, I think Metaverse by Olamide has been locked in on Honorable Ekene Okonkwo's number 3 spot for the week. Let's quickly check out that record. Welcome back to the show. This is WT5S series. The show is gradually coming to an end. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and most importantly, that's the contact of Honorable Okonkwo Paul Ekene. He's an activist, a philanthropist. Yes, I would say content creator as well, because I've seen some of the content out there, and most importantly, he's holding so many offices political. That's his contact right there. Make sure you link up and collaborate with him. so that you can at least get to know more of his works politically. Okay, before we move to the number 2 spot, let's take one more question. Then we'll play a game of this or that so the audience can get to know you on a more personal level. If you had to choose between supporting a youth-led movement for change and aligning with the existing political structure, which would you pick and why?
It's clear. The picture is everywhere.
As my chairman, our chairman, Zeze Kuze, Honorable Chief Innocent, so the same way is someone who I am looking up to because I have followed the political antecedent right from the first tenure. So I have seen the mission and the vision they carry as a youth. So we are already on the path to, make sure the youth engage in politics. So for now, is the let's say the only active youth politician we have currently in Oshimili North. But I believe that some other youths are coming up because I can see some of my colleagues from outside the Buzo. They are picking interest in politics, and in 2027 it's going to be hot for everybody. So all youths should, buckle their shoe, because we must make sure we deliver the youth. We must make sure that in 2027 the people that will come on board to lead us would be the youth, the younger generation. So the younger generation should take the leadership and let the senior citizen pave way for us to come in.
I think that's
not
right.
paving way
completely.
Because when we have maybe we have moved to the wrong direction, we must fall back to the senior citizen to seek for advice. So I'm not saying they should pave way completely, but at least they should stay in the advisory board to advise us, the youth, so that if we decide to go back to history, you realize that the set of politicians that led the country in the military era, they were all youths. The likes of Buhari, Shagare, and others, they were all youths. Nnamdi Azikiwe, they were all youths. I think Buhari was the youngest youth then, at the age of 29 years, if I'm not mistaken. So this time, we the youth should please and plead, let us start coming out. Because before you can lead, you must follow. I be follow, you know me now, follow well. Today you see me with this person, today you see me this one. Not that I be mumu, I no be mumu. Say they don't sin, no me sabi. But I'm doing it because I want to, follow their good ways footstep. I want to follow that footsteps to bring positive change in my country.
Wow, that's quite enlightening. Well, I must say it's an honor to have you on set, because the way you simplified these answers, I think the viewers out there will be able to pick a thing or two from what you said. Okay, let's play a game of this or that, so that the viewers will get to know you on a more deeper level. Would you choose money or fame?
Money or fame?
Yes.
Who they go put sugar for maths, make it draw yana. Money will bring you fame.
Wow.
See, because when you have money, everybody, both the educated ones and the aboro, we follow you as na onye ji igwu ka ewu na-eso. The money will do your fame. But when you have fame, you don't have money, it's not complete.
Yeah.
So I believe that money they bring it.
Yes, in your own perspective. Okay, that's quite alright. Phone calls or SNS?
SNS.
Customer, so
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Cool. Last but not least, happiness or success?
Success. Success brings happiness.
Wow, that's
But
good.
when you are successful, you are happy. Okay, we can something triggers someone's happiness emotionally. Money can make you happy, but that doesn't mean you are successful. You might have money and be happy, but you have not attained that level of self-actualization. So when you actualize your aim in life, that is when you now become successful and you'll be more happier.
Then you see. Okay, I believe this insights will make you know him more on a personal level. Let's go to the number 2 spot for me.
Then
Money or
money.
wow. Just like the answer to your question. Okay, Money by Tenny has been locked on. Honorable's number 2 spot for the week. Let's you check out the record.
Money don't buy you happiness. Money can't buy you love. Money can't fill this emptiness. But I want all the money and no. Ooh, Randy.
Hi, my name is Honorable Okonkwo Paul Ekene. Hope I am glad to be here, and I'm really happy to meet my childhood friend DJ The Universe, and I also want to use this opportunity to commend his efforts. I'm not surprised. He's really creating a good impact in our society, and I pray that the God Almighty, who has given us the wisdom and understanding, will give us the money to at least be able to pilot the affairs of our career. And I must recommend you to anywhere I go, because we have done things in the past, and I know your capacity. You have the capacity in terms of entertainment at large. So keep it up, and thanks for inviting me to your show. This is a weekly top 5 series by DJ Randy Universe. My number 1 top song is So by Omale. Go and check it out and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
So take my pain out. Or more that songs. I think that song stands the test of time.
What's a beautiful record there by Omale. Shout out to Omale. Honorable locked that in on his number 1 spot. I hope you guys are going back to play that song. Sadly, this is where we'll draw the curtain for the day. Hoping to see you guys in the forthcoming episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that. Ciao guys.